Hello everyone, you're welcome to the third video in my series about Docker containers. Today we're going to be looking at how to import a Docker image from a Docker hub and then run it locally. If you recollect from the first video, I demonstrated how to build an application straight from the source code and then containerize it or put it into a Docker image and then run it locally. And we're able to run 3 instances of the Docker image. We ran 3 separate instances of it on my local machine, on my MacBook Pro here. And on the second video, what we did was to create the same image all over again and then load it up online onto a website called hub.docker.com. And that online store holds the image, and you can then pull that image down to any other local machine that is running the Docker desktop and run the application straight from that image, and you'll be able to see the same functionality that you would have seen from the application if you had run it through Visual Studio Code. So that's what we're going to go through on this video. So let's go back to Visual Studio Code. So this is the script that we're going to be running, and I'll explain this script to you before I run it through. Let's do a CLS and work with a clear screen. So the first command here is docker image ls. What this will do is to give us a list of Docker images we have on the local environment. So we just have the Microsoft ones, nothing that belongs to us. And we're also going to run ps-a, docker ps-a, to give us a list of containers. We have none, so everything is clean. So the next thing we're going to do is to log in, just to be sure that we still have our authentication credentials. So we're all logged into Docker now. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to run this command 3 times. But can you tell the difference between these 3 commands? The first one is going to load the application. It's going to bring the image down, logion/vat repo :v1, and then run it on port 8081. The second command is going to bring the same image down again and run it on port 8082. The third one is going to bring the same image down again and run it on port 8083. And if you look at this here, these are the local names that we're going to give to the container as they run. So my VAT app 1, my VAT app 2, and my VAT app 3. And you see, the beauty about this is that when you pull this first one down, it's going to download the entire image. When you run the second command, it's not going to do the download again. It's going to find it locally and then run it straight away. When you run this third one, it's going to find that local image and then run it straight away. So really, it's the first command that takes all the time, to get the download done. So as soon as we have all these 3 set up, we're going to come over here and run docker ps-a to see the containers that are running. And then we're also going to run the Postman tests against each of these websites to be sure that they were all deployed correctly. So let's go. So let's run the first one. So what this is going to do is it will look for this image locally. If it cannot find it, then it will go online to look for it. And where is this image stored? It's stored on hub.docker.com. So you see, logion is the namespace, vat repo is the repository, and v1 is the tag. Let's have a look at it again. Let's go to docker. Yeah. So you see, docker logion. Yeah. So logion /vat repo. And if you click into it, you'll see the tag here, v1. This is the first version, v1. So we're going to be downloading, we're going to be pulling it down. Let's go into v1, see all. Yeah. So to pull it down, we're going to be running logion /vat repo : v1. which is what we're doing here, logions /VAT repo colon v1. And when it comes down, we're going to give the container in which we're going to run the image my VAT app1. Same thing here, my VAT app2, my VAT app3. So fasten your seatbelts and let's run the first pull command. You see, unable to find image logion VAT repo v1 locally. So what it's going to do is going to go online to pull it. So it's pulling version 1 of it. So it's pulled it down, and then it's downloaded it, put it together, and then it's running. How do we know that it's running? We're going to issue a docker ps-a. So if you do that, you can see that we have a container running. See my VAT app1, that's the name of the container. That's the image that is running from logion /VAT repo colon v1. And it got created 25 seconds ago. And is running on port 8081. You can see it here. So let's do it for the second one. You'll notice that it's going to run considerably quicker now. Or more like set it up considerably quicker. You see, within 2 seconds, it's up. So if you run docker ps-a rather, so you can see that there are 2 containers running. The first one running on 8081, the first one created, my app VAT app1. The second one is running on port 8082, my VAT app2. So let's run the third one now. And these are separate container instances running off the same image that was downloaded from hub.docker.com. See, same thing. So if we do docker ps-a, we have 3 containers running, 1, 2, 3, 8081, 8082, 8083. So these are 3 websites effectively running as a result of one image that was pulled down. And let us do docker image ls. So you see that there's only one image that was pulled down. Can you see it? Logion /VAT repo v1. But we are running 3 instances of it, 3 self-contained and separate instances of the same image. So you can see my VAT app1, my VAT app2, my VAT app3. So, and to show you that these are, all running fine, what we want to do is to run the Postman test against each of those websites. So let's go straight into the runner. Let's go straight into the runner to look for our tests, current services. Then this is the environment. See, local backend service 8081. So let's run it now. You see all 43 tests passed. And let's go over here. Localhost. So we see what it looks like. 8081. You see, all running fine. See? So let's go back to Postman. Let's switch off the runner and then come again on the runner. Current services and port 8082. We're going to run the one on port 8082. So, see, for all 43 tests passed. And also, oh, okay, I actually wanted to change. I wanted to change the environment. So let's just kill that. And then let's go again on the runner and run the third one, 8083. 8083, VAT toolbox, current services, run current services, 8083. So you see all the tests I've run, so which means that it was deployed correctly. So 8081 here, let's look at 8082. So this is the 8082 website, and then this is the 8083 website. So in a few commands, Using just a few commands, we've been able to pull a Docker image down and we've been able to run it. And this is being done in absolute ignorance of what the source code is like, of how the application was built. Was just an image containing the .NET executables, the .NET DLLs, along with a copy of the .NET runtime, and we had a complete website, complete web API service running within the container, and we're able to even set up 3 instances of this on the same machine. Now, there's absolutely no way you can pull this off with virtual machines, VMs. You cannot put 3 VMs on this Mac, it's going to die. But here you can put 3 containers on the Mac here, and they're all running separately with no problems at all. So this is one of the beauty of being able to have containers. You can destroy these containers and load them all over again. So this is the developer's dream. Seriously, this is a developer's dream. And usually what I like to do is to clean up after myself. So we're going to uncomment these lines. So what these first 3 lines will do is to stop the containers, these container instances that are running. So let's do that very quickly. So it stopped the first one, stopped the second one, and it stopped the third one. So if we do docker ps-a, so you see that they are stopped, exited, exited, exited. So the 3 applications have been stopped. So if you go over here and try to run it, you're not going to find anything. And the next thing we're going to do, even though the containers have been stopped, the applications have been stopped, they're still existing and taking up space. So what we're going to do is to remove the applications using the container names 1, 2, 3. So the first one removed, second one removed, and the third one removed. So if you then do docker ps-a again, everything is all gone. And the next thing we're going to do, we also have the image. The image that was used in launching those 3 containers is still sitting on our image store. You see logion/vat repo. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove it. And this is how to remove it. So docker image rm is removed. And then you specify the full namespace, repository, and the tag. And you see, so it's untagged, deleted, and then we prune the image store, which is something very similar to, emptying your recycling bin, right? So it's going to ask us, remove all dangling images, yes. So if we do docker image ls, you see, it's all gone. So we've cleaned up after ourselves, docker image ls, all gone, docker ps-a, all gone. So we're back to square where we started from. So in a nutshell, that is how to run an image off the hub docker.com, and you see we're able to run all the tests fully functional without doing any compilation. So I'd actually worked for a client before where they prepared all the backend services for us, because the backend services were even written in Java. Prepared all the backend services for us, packaged them into Docker containers, and all we just had to do was to pull those Docker containers down, and we were connecting to those container instances from our front-end applications, and it was such a breeze, such a joy, So this is what Docker brings to the table, and I believe that every developer should look into using Docker images and containers for their application development. So we'll have to call it a day now on the 3rd video. The next video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be deploying from a Docker Hub to Microsoft Azure to the cloud, and that's going to be interesting. So you don't want to miss the 4th video. It's going to come up on the playlist sometime very soon. So please watch out for the 4th video, and have a nice day. Bye.